It has been an absolute fantastic start to the year for the McKinney North Bulldogs baseball team. 13-0 right now at the moment, 3-0 in district play. I'm joined by their head coach, Jim Gatewood. And Coach, after finishing in a tough district fourth last year, getting that final playoff spot, you have to be absolutely pleased that you're able to be at the number one spot in your district now and still without a loss on your record.
Yeah, we're off to a good start. We played well in the two tournaments that we played in over in Carrollton, and the schedule gives us two really good teams, or three really good teams with Sherman and Lovejoy and Royce City to start the year, and glad to get out of there 3-0 and looking forward to tomorrow night.
Taking it back to last season very quickly, you take on Frisco Wakeland in the first round of the playoffs, and they're one of the quality 4A teams that there are out there, and you fought them to a 3-game series there in the first round. How did that series help prepare your team with so many returning players for this season?
Well, I think that series and playing in that district that we played in last year, when you're in a district with state champion Rockwall Heath and Highland Park and Rockwall and Wiley East and all those guys, it really helped us, and so we felt good going into that, even though I think Wakeland was number one in the Metroplex whenever we played them. But we felt good going in there just because we were battle tested playing in that league, and felt if we got in we had a chance to make a run, and so all that helps, and it's helped us this year getting off to a good start just because we have a lot of position players back, and felt like if we took care of our business we could get off to a good start.
Is that experience, you think, been really the key to this exceptional run you've had so far?
Yeah, I think so, and they work very hard every day. In practice, we're blessed with a lot of good guys back, and we have great assistant coaches, and they push those guys every single day, and giving us a chance to get off to a start like this.
We were chatting a little bit earlier before we went on about how being undefeated, sometimes kids of other programs, when they're undefeated, they're thinking about being undefeated and trying so hard to keep undefeated, but your team really isn't thinking that much about it.
No, I hadn't really said a whole lot about it just because we really did have three tough teams to open up, and so we hadn't got caught up in where we're at or what's going on there. Just really try to go about our business every day and look who's next on the schedule and prepare for them, and hopefully play well.
You have to have a team that has a lot of depth to win, two tournaments and to compete, with so many games in so little time. Who has really been exceptional depth-wise and maybe isn't normally one of your go-to guys that really play well in that tournament?
I tell you who's helped us a lot. Herrera's helped us because he's very versatile, plays a lot of positions for us, but he can, not only is he a good position player, he's a good, he's a pitcher as well, and he's given us a guy out of the bullpen. He has 2 wins and he has 5 saves. And that helps, especially in tournaments where you're playing every day and sometimes 2 games a day, to where, say, you got a pitcher who runs out of gas or a guy who has to come back next week in a district game. You can run him out there and he can close the game or keep it close and give you a chance to win. But guys like that and our position players have done a good job, just going out there every day, and if somebody's not swinging it well, somebody steps up and picks them up. I think we have 7 out of our 9 guys hitting over 300 in the lineup, and so that helps to take the pressure off guys to where they don't feel like they have to come up there every day and get it done. It's more of a team deal to where everybody picks up everybody.
It's not easy to really shift your infield from year in to year out, and you take an all-district third baseman in Anthony Herrera and you put him at second base this year, and Montana Sadler, who's been at second, has gone to shortstop. What led into those decisions?
Well, most of those guys, when they come to you, they're shortstops, growing up. And both of those guys were middle infielders, and we had a great shortstop last year in Grant Mahalik. And so when Sadler got here as a freshman, he played second base, and Mahalik played short. And that's what we played the last couple of years. And that really didn't allow a spot for Herrera last year, so we plugged him in at third, and he was really good over there. He was the best third baseman, probably the best infielder in the league. So we hated to move him away from there, but always, him being a middle infielder was in the back of our mind that we probably need to do that, and kind of felt like we were seeing a lot more balls up the middle, and it would help us if we could make that move, and we did that, and we moved Travis Scalf to third along with Chandler George, and they've done a great job over there, and so it's worked out well.
And in the outfield, who have you had out in the outfield?
Well, we basically have 3 or 4 guys out there. Sidney Wiggins has played left for us and done a good job. In center, Julian Pope plays center when he's not pitching, and has really been a nice guy for us out there. And in right field, Trey Segui has played out there. Gabe Constantine plays out there, and both of those guys are really good players as well. We have a freshman who comes off the bench and plays out there, and Ty Salka, who's really good. And so we feel like we got 5 good outfielders who we can play out there at any moment and not miss a beat. And they've swung the bat well, along with playing good defense.
You've mentioned how Constantine and Pope and Herrera of sorts have been pitchers for your team, but they also play in the field constantly as well. So you have the pitchers that are playing in the field in between games.
Right.
Do you think that helps or hurt their pitching ability?
It hasn't hurt us. Sometimes as the year gets going and guys have thrown a lot, you got to back off of them in practice a little bit and make sure that you're not wearing them down. But so far it's good, and I like those guys competing and being in there every single day. And so, we try to get away from specializing a guy and saying he can only do this and only do that. Sometimes you have to, but we're going to try to, if they can do both, we're going to try to always have them doing both.
Gabe Constantine has been your number one. Why has he been so effective?
Well, he's a good pitcher. We knew coming in that he and Pope would have a chance to be our number 1 and 2 guys. And, they're just young. Neither one of them were on the varsity last year. Both were very good JV pitchers, and we just were hoping that they would make the jump when they came up, and they have. They both pitched well, and Pope is more of a power type guy to where, Constantine's a left-handed pitcher who can really pitch, has 2 or 3 pitches that he can throw for a strike at any time.
3-0 in district play so far. You had a 9-2 win over Sherman in your first game, and then a couple of good opponents to play next up. You had a 6-5 close win against Roy City. You had to come back in that game.
Right. Yeah, we like I said earlier, we had scored 2 runs late in the game. We scored. We got a guy thrown out in the bottom of the 7th that would have won it, but it took us to extra innings, and we came back and scored in a hurry in the bottom of the 8th, and so. But those tournaments kind of prepared us for that because we had a couple of games to where we were down early and we came back. But offensively, we do a pretty good job of putting pressure on people, and I think that helps. And we always feel like if our pitchers will give us a chance and keep the game close, even if we're down, we're going to have a chance at the end.
Then a 6-0 win against Lovejoy your last time out. Lovejoy is one of those teams that they're a really good defensive club. They're very fundamentally sound. So it's always tough, to hold them to 0 runs and to be able to score 6 runs against them.
Yeah, they're very good. They beat some good teams. They beat South Lake Carroll, who I think has 2 losses the whole year, and we've seen them enough to know that they were a good team. And so it was a close game. It was 2-0, I think, going into the 6th, and then we put 4 runs up late and to pull away. But it was a close game, and pitchers did a good job. Pope pitched well, and Herrera came in and did another good job closing it out. And we're glad to get out of there, with a win.
In your next 3 games, you have Greenville sandwiched in between Wiley and Wiley East. What are you looking at with those next 3 games?
Well, like we said, we really don't look on the schedule and go, we've got these guys down the road. It's who do we have next? We know Wiley's good, and I mean we know Wiley's always tough on us, and we played them last year, and to get in the playoffs we had to beat them the last night, and we did, and know that we'll have to play our best tomorrow night to get after them.
Right now you're ranked 7th in the state. How high can this team go?
Oh, who knows? I mean, we don't worry about that. Somebody was asking me some stuff about that, and that's what's good about this team. They probably wouldn't even know what they were ranked if people didn't keep telling us. It's just go out there every day and we try to have a good practice, and then we try to play as well as we can whoever we play next. And there's not a lot of people talking about this and that, or we're ranked here, or this is our record. It really is about day to day, and I think a lot of people say that, but this group really does that.
And I really believe that about this group too. And obviously the goal right now is to win the district play. Yeah. But let's say you do accomplish that. Once that's over with, whether you win the district or not, you'll have the playoffs coming up next. What about this team do you think is maybe one thing that you would like to strengthen up even more for the playoff run?
Well, I think we have to just do everything. We knew coming in that we had good position players, and we felt like we would play good defense and all that stuff. We just hoped that our pitching would come on, since we didn't have, we returned no pitchers from last year's team that were on the varsity. And so, they've done a good job, and I think if they'll just keep going out there and pitching well and giving us a chance to win, and everybody stays healthy, and we'll have a chance to make a good run. But that, it all starts on the mound. And Constantine and Pope and Herrera and Trout and Bay and all those guys we have down there will do a good job pitching and give us a chance to play good defense behind them and swing the bats, then we'll have a chance. But there's so much that goes into it. You have to stay healthy, and you have to, you just have to show up every single day, and you can't get caught up in looking down the road. But we have a good team here who's been down that road before. They know that, and they're not really, they know what to do, and they know how to handle it. And I've been very impressed with how they handle their business every day.
Well, it certainly seems like this team has a great approach going forward. Coach, thanks so much for joining us, and good luck in the second half of the season.
All right, thanks.
McKinney North Bulldogs are 13-0 undefeated, as well as 3-0 in district play, but there's still a long way to go. They have to keep being consistent, and if they do so, watch out. It could be big things for McKinney North this year in the playoffs. This week's Dennis Baker State Farm Scholar Athlete of the Week is Anthony Herrera from McKinney North High School. Anthony, a senior, currently plays second base for the Bulldogs baseball team. Last season, Anthony was an all-district third baseman and is a two-time academic all-district selection. He is also a member of the National Honor Society. Anthony has signed to play at Dodge City Community College to play baseball after graduation. That's Anthony Herrera from McKinney North High School, our Dennis Baker State Farm Scholar Athlete of the Week. That wraps up another great edition of Sports Talk. Our thanks to the three head coaches of the baseball programs for stopping by on the show. This week, the Lions have Plano East on the slate, the Broncos take a crack at Plano, and the Bulldogs will try to remain unbeaten in district against Wiley and Greenville. We'll be back next week for the season recap of the girls' soccer season and find out how many McKinney ISD teams made the playoffs. Also, don't forget to fill out your NCAA tournament brackets. I'm going with St. Louis over Miami as my sure-to-go-Raw title game pick. From all of us here at Sports Talk, I'm Tyler Sloan. Have a great week.